Hello everyone, welcome back to the War Room, and in today's episode of Learn As We Play, we are going to learn War Chest. I apologize, it was taking me a little while to get this video taken care of, but I'm going to take care of it now for you as we speak. This game is by AEG Games, and it's designed by Trevor Benjamin and David Thompson. It is a 2 or 4 player game. Now, the 2-player game is the core rules, and that's what I'm going to teach you. The 4-player game I'll let you discover on your own. But when you set up your board, you're going to set it up like so. Okay? You're going to pick a side. It's going to either be the Wolves or the Ravens. Okay? The grayed out areas are for your 4-player games, so these are off limits. Stay away from the grayed areas. Alright? Just stay to the lighter hex areas. Okay, you're going to place, there's 6 control markers. You're going to place 2 of them on the areas that are the closest to you. These are areas that allow you to deploy units to the board. Okay, so every time you put a new one down, you can place a unit anywhere on the board that you have a control marker. When you first start the game, you only have the 2 for each side. Now, the objective of the game is to own 6 control markers. Once you own all 6, including the 2 that you have, you will then win the game. So there's 4 here, there's 2 already on the board. You gotta get these guys up onto the board. Let's talk about the components. So the first things first is you'll have a bag. Inside the bag you'll have a chip. Alright, these are kind of like wild chips. One is going to be just a raven with a little keyhole on the back. All of them have a keyhole on the back. It's like the just the back, the generic back of that particular chip. And in real life, these are like poker chips. Okay. You'll have one that's wolves, one that's ravens. We'll put them face down and into the bag. They're kind of like a wild card. All right. You can use them for face down operations, and I'll tell you about that a little bit more as we go. The other coin over here is 2-sided. You have the ravens and you have the wolves. Now you can either flip this to see who goes first. We'll just stick with the ravens because I'm already here. Okay, but yes, this is an initiative token. This could be claimed during the game, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, next for setup, each player is going to take 2 tokens for each of these units, and they're going to we'll flip them face down into the bag. Okay. Okay, so you should have 9 in your bag. Same thing. I'll go ahead and mix them all up for you. And each side's going to take 3. Now, I have them face up, but they're supposed to be hidden from your partner. But since this is a learning game, we're going to go ahead and show them off, okay? Again, these are hidden. Let's go ahead and talk about the units. Now, they're unlike chess. Every unit is different. And if we look over here, these are all, including the ones that are on the table, these are all the units that the game comes with. Over here, these are expansions. We're not going to be dealing with that. I'll let you discover those on your own. The way you pick the units, you could either draw them blind, you can bid for them, however you want to do it. But there's only 4 per unit, per person. Okay? And each one of them is different. So, for example, the swordman. This is his symbol, which matches this symbol. And it shows how many units there are altogether. So, for example, the swordman has 5 of these little chips, whereas the pikeman has only 4. Okay, let me lock these down. I'm sick and tired of that white little line going over it. On the card, it shows you its special tactic. So, for example, after the swordsman attacks, it may move. But he can attack first, and then he may move. Okay. When the pikeman is attacked by an adjacent unit, remove a coin from that unit. Combat's very simple in this game. When you're attacked, you lose a coin. If you have 2 coins on top of your stack, you lose one of them. But in the pikeman's case, when he's attacked, you also lose a unit. So it's you lose 1 for 1. Okay, crossbowman. It shows here a unit 2 spaces. You can attack a unit 2 spaces away in a straight line. The intervening space cannot be occupied by a unit. So if there's somebody in between him and 2 spaces away to the enemy, he can't attack him. For example, it even shows you how it works. Okay, very, very interesting stuff. Like cavalry can move 2 spaces. Normally, units can only move 1. Let's take a look at our other guy here. Let me lock him down. Okay, archer. Now, unlike the crossbowman, he can shoot over a unit that's next to him to hit a guy 2 spaces away. Okay, and it has to be 2 spaces away. And he doesn't have to shoot in a straight line like a crossbowman. So he can shoot down the ridge of 2 hexes. All right, cavalry, he can move and then attack, which is something you normally can't do. Lancers, they can move 1 or 2 spaces and then attack, and all in a straight line. Okay, not diagonals. You can't like go through the spines. And each card shows all the examples here. And scouts, these are cool. They may be deployed adjacent to any friendly unit. So normally you have to go onto a control marker to deploy a unit. However, this guy can go right here. He does not need to be in a control marker. Okay? Now, normally, these units, when they're deployed, you cannot put 2 in separate spots. They can only be together as 1 unit. You could bolster that. So you could deploy, which is putting it onto the board, and you can bolster, which means you add to the one that's already on the board, and it strengthens them. Now, there is a unit that allows you to go different spaces and divide up, but that unit's not here. I'll let you discover that later for yourself. Okay? There are several ways you can use a coin. All right? And I'll show you that right now. There's placement actions. So basically, you're taking the coin from your hand and you're going to place them onto the board. There are discard coin face down actions. This is where you can claim the initiative, recruit, or pass your turn. Or you can discard a coin face up, and this allows you to maneuver, matching a unit on the board. Okay? This will either be a move, attack, or control, or use of a tactic. And we'll get into that really closely, and we'll get into that really soon here. So let's talk about the placement actions. So in my first turn, I'm going to take my swordsman, and I'm going to place him. And that's my action. That's my whole action for the turn, and it goes to my opponent. I place him onto a control marker, and my turn is now finished. Since I have no units on the wolves side, I will do the same. I'll place one of my cavalrymen on. Now, unfortunately, neither one has a secondary unit of either ones that they've placed, so they can't bolster at this time. So the turn goes to the ravens. Okay. Now I'm going to do what's called a face down action. Okay. I can claim initiative, which I already have, so there's no reason to do that. Or I can recruit or pass. I don't want to pass just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my special coin, which he doesn't know about. I'm going to put him face down onto the board, and I'm going to recruit face up one of my units and put him onto the stack. So I'm going to take another pikeman. I will put him here. Actually, you can do this too. You can separate the face down, face up if you want to. But he will be recruited. It's completely up to you, however you want to. The rule book doesn't say how to do this. I just usually put them all in one stack here. Okay? But we'll separate it for now. So face down action, I recruited. And that's my secondary move. The wolf is going to place another unit. Now that he's placed another unit, actually we'll do it right here and use his special ability. Okay? Because if I place him here, I have nowhere to place another unit. If I don't get any other good units pulled in the next turn, then I can't place them. So I'd rather use his special ability right now, and I'm close to another control point, which is good for me. Okay. I have my pikeman. I am going to recruit face down. And let's go ahead and get another pikeman over here. That's my last action. Okay. And for the wolves, I'm going to do another face down action. I'm going to face down my special coin, and I'm going to steal the initiative. That's another move I can do. I can steal an initiative. That's a face down action. And that's a full turn. So now we'll grab 3 more. Okay, we'll put them here. Okay. Very simple. Okay, we have a couple of options here with the wolves. And over here he has his cavalry, or his light cavalry, another pikeman, and he has a crossbowman. So it is the wolf's turn, and now I'm going to show you how to move. All right, moving is a face-up action. So I do have the scout. I'm going to put him face up, and I can move the coin that matches whatever I put face up. So I'm going to move him here. Okay? Real simple. Now, it's going to be the raven's turn. Alright, let's go ahead and place our pikeman down, and that'll be our turn. Okay. Let's talk about claiming. So, in order to claim the control marker, it has to be a face-up action. But it has to match the unit that's over it. So, in order for me to take this control marker, I have to have another one of these scouts in my hand and place it face up. And then I can take it. For right now, I can't. So he's just going to have to sit there for now. I have nothing to play to move anybody, but I can add and deploy a new unit. And I'll do that. Okay. Now, the Ravens are in trouble because I can't move anybody and I can't place anybody until I get another marker down. So I'm going to have to do some recruiting. So that's a face down action. Let's go ahead and get another crossbowman. Alright. And my last action, I'm just going to have to recruit. I'll recruit face down, and I will take an archer face up. And that's my last action. Okay. And I'm going to do a face down action and take initiative. You see that? So again, the placement actions are bolster, which we haven't done yet. It is deployment, which is putting them onto the board. All right. The face down coin action allows us to claim initiative, which you've seen. That's where you place a coin face down. Recruit, which you can recruit anything and put it face up. And then pass, which there's no reason to pass unless you're out of coins. Okay, so let's go one more time. Let's do a full turn here, a full cycle. Okay. Okay. All right, so now the Ravens go first. So I'm going to show you how to bolster, okay, because we're just doing one round here. So now he's already on the board. I cannot put him in other regions because they're controlled. Even if he wasn't here, I cannot separate units. They have to stay together, right? So now I just simply place one on top, and that's it. And now I have to warn you, if you place all your units on top, okay, like this, all right, and that means there's going to be nothing in the bag. That means you can't move him. So if you just want to build a castle of guys here, that's fine. Just be mindful that if you put all your guys here to bolster, they'll be really strong, but then they won't be able to move. Something to think about. All right, but that's bolstering. Ravens are in a bad spot. We're just going to go ahead and recruit face down and be done with that. Okay. Let's see here. Cavalry can move and then attack, but I can't do both, so I will go ahead and do a face-up action. And I will move him forward. Okay. Alright. And again, I'm in trouble with the cavalry, face down. Let's go ahead and get another cavalry out there, and he's done. Alright. Now, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do a little cheat here. I'm going to pretend I didn't pull this guy. Let's say I pulled him. Alright, in a face-up display, I can then take control of this little board here. And now I have a new control marker on the board. Now I'm 3 away from winning the game. I just wanted to show you how that works. Okay, we basically showed you everything. How to claim initiative, which is a face-down card action. Alright, so now I've showed you pretty much everything. So to place, the placement movement is you can either place a unit on the board, or you can bolster, right? As you can see here, I bolstered my swordsman. All right, to play a face-down token, you can recruit. All right, you can recruit, claim initiative, or pass. And to play a card or coin face up, you can move the matching coin, you can attack with the matching coin, or you can control. All right, so let's talk about attacking. So let's go ahead, let's put a unit here, let's put a unit here. All right, let's say it is the Raven's turn. Okay, so normally you have a choice. You can either move or attack. Okay, with the Swordman, after the Swordman attacks, it may move. So if I play a face-up coin, he removes this off the board permanently, and then he can move after. And once you attack and you remove a piece, they're gone for good. They never come back to the board. They're off. Okay, so make a pile, discard them, and then that's it. Okay. Let's talk about some tactics. So let's say you have an extra Lancer coin in your hand. Okay, Lancers, good example. He can move 1 or 2 spaces and then attack, all in a straight line. So if I place this face up to use his tactic, he can go from here to here. That's 1. That's 2. We'll go 1 and attack. Boom. And he's gone. And that's the end of his turn. All right. And some units have very special ways in which to attack. I'm not going to go over every unit. I'll let you go ahead and discover that on your own, but it's not very difficult. Every one of these cards pretty much explains how it's done, and it's very, very easy. So I hope you enjoyed this Learn As We Play series. It's not a very difficult game to play. Just a few items that you just have to remember, and it's all listed. The rules are very easy. It's all listed on your cards. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave comments or questions below. All right, guys, have a good one.